What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great night. It is Thursday night. Oh, I cannot wait for Friday, but I hope you're all having yourselves a great week. Hope you all had an enjoyable day. But free agency is almost upon us, so we are going through these shows, getting ready for free agency. Tampering period begins on the 10th. Free agency begins on the 12th, so we're making shows every day. We're going through tonight to talk about the edge defenders. So, look, we went through interior defensive line. We got through all of the offense, and we will get through this defense. We'll lead into free agency, and obviously the Eagles, Zach Bond, getting rid of Slay and Bradbury, Saquon Barkley's extension, a lot of things already happening. So I'll keep you up to date with everything I possibly can, but let's get this free agent series rolling here. Now, the thing I like to always show you is the cap space. Without Bond's numbers or Saquon Barkley's numbers right now, I can't really give you the updated cap space. So we're just going to go with the original before I showed you the Barkley, and so we'll see what they are, and then I'll tell you. But look, we're still going to have over 15 mil. If we got like 16, 17, 18, that'd be great. We'll see what Bond's cap it is, but it's not going to be the 17 mil. Even though it's 17 mil per year. Sorry, my dog barking there. He is always a little saddlebagger. But look, the cap space, all that. Anyways, I'll give that to you when it's updated. Just know that the Eagles could have, 15, 18, but it's not the 17 million. It's going to be prorated. You're going to have cap hits spread out. So I'll give you that when you get that information. But just know we could sign a lot of people. We can trade for people. We can do a lot of things. And at the edge defender position, I know a lot of you talking about, Khalil Mack here as a signing, something we did last year. And then you talk about Myles Garrett. You talk about Max Crosby. So, Max, the free agent, a little bit older now. But you look at Garrett, I know a big name here. Look, he's going to cost a lot, and you're going to have to give up draft capital. So, it's an intriguing thought, but there are some free agents out here. But the Eagles, I understand, people looking for what we could do because Josh Sweat, a free agent, Brandon Graham going to retire most likely. Charles Harris will not be back. But they do have Nolan Smith. Jalix Hunt, I ranted and raved about him before the draft last year. Excited he's here. Bryce Huff was really excited about that signing. But we talked about, would he struggle in a new style of defense? And, well, yes, he did. And never really got things together. I'm hopeful in another year maybe you can figure it out because you paid him money, a lot of money. So we've talked about the possibility of trading him, saving a little bit of cap space, taking on some dead money. But you would have to add to this position before doing that because, you only have those three. And then you have O'Shawn Mathis and KJ Henry who will be here this offseason to compete as well. But those five, you're definitely going to want to add to. So I, in my opinion, would add in the draft. I think, you want to continue to grow and, get these guys developed your own way. And right now, Smith and Hunt, bright future there. I wish Huff could do the same. We'll see. But, Sweat, BG, those are unfortunate losses. I love those dudes. And I think, we'll all miss them for sure, but I totally understand both situations where Sweat could get paid. BG going to retire after 75 years of playing in the NFL. But no, love BG. But there are some options here if you want to look into free agency. So let's take a look at all of those options. We'll look at the exclusive rights, restricted, unrestricted here. All 68 of these guys, and I'm sure there's other ones out there that aren't on these lists, but did what I could with Spotrac, PFF, trying to find everything I could for you, OTC. So exclusive rights guys, these are the guys with 2 years or less experience. If they get tendered, they either sign that 1 year tender for a league minimum or they just don't play. So if they get tendered, they pretty much have to play for that team. We'll see if any of those moves happen there for those guys. But the restricted guys, those are 3 years or less, and they can have those tenders first, second round, right of refusal. The original round tenders we've discussed throughout these. And if you want anything else, I'm sorry, we talk about it every show, but I want you to know, you have any questions, just let me know. But Jesse Laquetta, old Penn Stater there. But you can see a few guys that I'm not sure would anybody would be trying to go after them if they get tendered there. We'll see. But let's get in these unrestricted guys, and you know how this goes. We go off of how they were paid last year. So Jeff Coat at the bottom is the lowest paid. Then you move your way up. Now, Jihad Ward, he's the highest on this page. There is another page. You've got 30 guys here. You have 27 on the next page. So you can see here, Contavia Street, former Eagle, more of an interior guy, but I was just going with how they had him listed on the OTC site there. And then you can see Jerry Hughes, a veteran, James Smith-Williams, ex-Washington and Falcon there. You got a couple of guys that are intriguing. Kuntz there, Las Vegas Raiders. I think he's an intriguing guy. You could see a couple of, stars from the past. Shaq Barrett in there. Former Giant Oshane Jimenez went to the Patriots, didn't do too much there. But there are some options. Former Eagle Patrick Johnson there. So if you wanted to go for any of these like back-end guys, you definitely could. Jihad Ward, I think, continues to grow. And, former Raven, former Giant. I think, he's still got some talent there. And he could make a little money this year. But let's take a look at the top guys here at Edge. And Joey Bosa just released. So both of the edge guys for the Chargers there looking to get younger. Mack and Bosa gone. You see Reddick there, DeMarcus Lawrence, Chase Young, Smith, Judon, Sweat, Hubbard, all kinds of guys that definitely would be starters wherever they sign. You see BG on there, but he's probably going to retire. And then a bunch of other guys, that I think would be intriguing. We're going to talk about a few of them here. Kapasagnan there, Tryon Shoyinka from Tampa Bay. You got Smoot. And then good old Derek Barnett down there. Washington, both of their edge guys, they kind of just slapped them on there in free agency, Farrell and Fowler, and they had a bunch of guys, but they did well, so maybe they get themselves some money here. But let me know who you like from these lists, who you would take if you were the Eagles. But I know a lot of you are just going to say, trade for Myles Garrett, and I get it, man. That he would make this team very dangerous, but you would lose a lot of draft capital. You would lose a lot of money, but you would definitely raise your chances to win a Super Bowl. We got a lot of the pieces we need. Get Becton back, and you could trade for a Garrett. You could do a lot of things. But let's talk about what we could do here in free agency. And I've got my top 5 fits, but I'd love to hear your top 5, 10, 20, whatever's on your mind. Let's start it off here with Peyton Turner, former New Orleans Saint. And look, only 26 years old, going into his 5th season here. And, $2 million per year, I think, could get it done for a guy like him. No starts last year, but he did get a couple of sacks. You see a few tackles for loss, 4 fumbles, 4 passes deflected. So he did what he could with, what he had here. Not great against the run, 6'6", 270. Nice size there for this kind of defense. And he is a pretty good pass rusher. I think, Vic Fangio could try to tune him up, do some things. This would be a nice piece to the rotation. Maybe number 3, maybe number 4, even if Huff could turn things around if you trade him. Maybe you bring in a guy like Turner and draft someone. Not against any of that happening. Now up at number 4 here, I've got Pat Jones, the second. And, this dude, I think actually last year earned himself a little bit of money. So I think he could maybe get in the $4 million range. But he had 1 start last year and, 7 sacks in, the 15 games he played. 9 tackles for a loss, a forced fumble in there. Only 26 years old. Another guy that, going into his 5th season, 6'4", 264. This dude's pretty damn good against the run. I think he still needs some work in, his pass rushing. But maybe Vic Fangio is the guy that could really help turn things around for him. I still think he has a bright future here. And I think, a guy that wouldn't cost you that much, you add him to the rotation. I'm just looking to add to the rotation. I think Smith and Hunt can get things done. But, again, I think we should look in the draft to find another starter, allow Hunt to continue to develop because you need more than that. I would love Huff to be that guy. But we'll see how this offseason goes. And I've already explained getting rid of Huff before June 1st is stupid. So we want to see what he's got here. Hopefully our money is made. But if they want to cut ties, they can, man. If somebody's offering something in the draft, you want to say, hey, I'll take the dead money as long as I can, you pay some of this. I'll take some draft capital. so you weigh those things out. But let's talk about these free agents here up next. Now, this one, Josh Uche, who, got traded for by the Chiefs there, former Patriot. This is a guy that didn't really pan out too well for them. Had one start with New England. Played like 6 games for the Chiefs there, but only a couple of sacks. You could see not much done there. Didn't exactly have a eye-popping, season here. And he's only 6'2", 250. But with Vic Fangio's defense, this dude could definitely work, and you can use him. I think, you could dabble a little bit off ball with him. Hell, you remember Zach Bond? You never know. So I think for me that this is a guy that you could get for very cheap. He's still an edge guy that provides something, a little value, so maybe around the $2 million range. But I like Josh Uche, and I think after having kind of a down season, he still got upside. But I'm not sure, he really is somebody, but he is good against the run. He's good against pass. I think that, Vic Fangio could unlock what this kid has here. And I think he could be a steal of a free agent signing for the Eagles. I would love it. But let me know your thoughts. Now let's get into this final 2 here. But number 2, Khalil Mack. And yeah, dude, I know he's 34 years old, going into his 12th season, 6'3", 269. Look, I don't know that the 12 mil range, I still think he could get, high money. He's still Khalil Mack, still playing at a very high level. This dude, great against the run, the pass. He's a great pass rusher. Only 7 sacks last season, 8 quarterback hits, 49 pressures there, 2 forced fumbles, 6 tackles for loss, 9 passes deflected. So he's still doing his thing. Maybe you could talk him down $8 million a year and tell him, hey, let's go win a Super Bowl. That would be awesome. So you add a veteran to the mix and you allow Mack and Smith to be the starters. You allow Hunt to be part of that rotation. Maybe Huff turns it around again. Maybe you draft somebody. Who knows what's going to happen. But having a guy like him in the room to teach these younger guys would be enormous. Just like, BG was such a great guy, not only on the field, but off the field. So I'd love to have Khalil Mack. We've talked about, I don't care. I know he's old. Maybe you can talk him down to go win a Super Bowl in his career before he hangs him up. You can talk people down that way. So we shall find out if the Eagles could possibly try to get that done. Now, up next, I think, a little bit cheaper. And I know maybe I'm crazy here, but Chase Young, dude. Look, Washington, I thought he was pretty good there. Some injuries there. San Francisco didn't work out. New Orleans sucks, so no doubt. But 6'5", 265, only 26 years old, going into his 6th season. And I think, still one of the better edge guys, so he could, get around 10 mil. But this is a guy I would feel comfortable with giving that kind of money to. At the point where maybe you could talk him down a little. You're playing for a Super Bowl team. You haven't been doing that great. You didn't start last year, but you did get 7 sacks, 12 quarterback hits, 66 pressures, see 8 tackles for a loss, a forced fumble, and 3 passes deflected. So he did the most with his time, and they have some damn good starters over there. It's not like he just sucked, but I think that this is a kid that still has a lot of talent, and maybe he would, have a difficult time in Vic Fangio's defense. I don't know, but just like we saw with Bryce Huff. But I think he's still got a lot of talent, and Vic Fangio, the flip side of that coin, I think could unlock this kid, and maybe he would do better in a Vic Fangio defense. And he's got the perfect size. He's an athletic guy that I think could get the job done. And, in this defense, there's times where you drop into coverage to disguise things and do things to a defense, but it's not like he needs to be out there covering the wide receivers all the time. So I think Chase Young would be a great addition if you're going to go that route. But I'd love to see Huff pan out. But if you're trading him, you're getting a rookie, you're drafting for the future. I'd still have a veteran here. I think that'd be great if you could maybe talk him down a little bit, or Khalil Mack. Either one, I'd be more than okay with. Any of those guys, really. And, we're talking about a former Saint. You saw what happened with Zach Bond, really turned his career around. So whether it's Peyton Turner or Chase Young, but Pat Jones, Uche, Khalil Mack, I'd be perfectly fine with any of them. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. And look, I'd love to have Josh Sweat back, but he's going to earn that money. We're not going to pay him that money at his age. So look, best of luck to him. Love that dude. I'd love to have him back, but it's a dirty part of the business. Love to hear your thoughts, guys. Appreciate you taking the time. Hope you're enjoying this free agent series and checking out all these other ones we had. interior defensive line out, all of the offense is out. We'll get through the linebackers, corners, and safeties here the next few days. I got some things going on tomorrow. I'm not sure if Fan Friday is going to happen, but I am going to try to drop that linebackers video. So might be a crazy day. Might be just a really late Fan Friday. I don't know. But stay tuned. I'll let you know when I drop that linebacker video what's going down. But I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, that like button, the sharing, subscribing, all that stuff really does matter. So I really cannot thank you enough for that. You know, if you need anything, you can always reach out to me. Always here for you guys. Love each and every one of you. Hope you're having a great week. Dude, it's Friday tomorrow. Let's get pumped up. And this Eagles team, well, they're the Super Bowl champs. We're about to go back-to-back, so let that bring a little joy to your heart as well. I know I try to think of that almost every second of every day. But look, guys, hope you have a great rest of your night. Until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!